Doesn't matter who you are, what you do, or what kind of dog you have, Flyball is the sport for you. Welcome back, guys. It's Alex again for another Flyball and Friends video. Today we're talking to someone that I've never met before, Mackenzie. At 550 subscribers, we will be doing a giveaway, so make sure you guys stay till the end of the video to learn all the details. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Thanks, Mackenzie, so much for being here today. I'm glad that you could take time out of your day to be here. If you could introduce yourself for everyone today.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. My name is Mackenzie Maidl. I currently play on Animal Inn. We live just outside of Minneapolis, and I've been here about 8 months. So we've unfortunately not played a whole lot of flyball since we've been up here, but prior to that, we lived in Des Moines, Iowa, and played on a team called Mutter Chaos. I've got 3 dogs, a 5-year-old German Wire Pointer who is actively running, a 4-year-old Weimaraner who may someday play flyball, we hope, we'll see. And then I've got a 2-year-old Border Collie with a very small pinch of Whippet mix.
That's awesome. So how long in total have you been playing flyball for?
I've only been playing flyball for 4 years, and that includes the training time. So my first dog debuted about 3 years ago.
That's crazy. Well, awesome for joining the family and joining that community.
It's been a whirlwind and has been a lot of fun to meet so many new people and go on so many places in such a short period of time.
For sure. So what do you do for a living?
I actually work for a small financial professionals firm where I work under 3 certified financial professionals and do their investment analysis type work.
Awesome. That's cool. So what got you playing flyball?
I actually saw a ad for a try it day on a swap and decided to give it a try because at the time I had a pointer puppy that was just out of control and needed something. And I went to it, and it was actually skid marks. Had driven 2 hours to come put on this tryout day, and I went to it and thought it was really interesting and decided to sign up for some classes.
That's awesome. Now, is there anything that you would recommend to someone starting out in flyball?
I would recommend finding a mentor, finding somebody that would be willing to help you. I got really lucky with the people that I was surrounded with at the very beginning of my flyball experience that has allowed me to play and continue to love the game. So find someone that'll help you out. There's a lot of people in the sport that want to grow the sport. So just talk to people that are willing to help.
For sure. There are thousands of us that will be willing to help anyone out. So you just have to reach out. Do you have a most memorable dog that you got to watch when you first started playing flyball?
So I still to this day very much fangirl over Jane McClellan's, I'm sorry, it's Steve's dog, King. He is a giant border collie or border whippet, and he runs really fast, but he's also just like such a lovable goober when he's not racing. And every time I see him, I try to kidnap him, and they have not allowed me to do so.
That's awesome. So at what age do you usually start your flyball training at with dogs?
So because I came into flyball after my dogs were already a year old, it was really interesting with my most recent puppy to start with the foundations. It's always great to be able to start and have a goal as a puppy, but really you can start at any age. You definitely can teach an old dog new tricks, and has honestly made living with my dogs day to day so much better than I would have without flyball.
That's awesome. Now, how long does it usually take to train a flyball dog?
That kind of depends. I have a unique situation where I am training some not so typical flyball dogs with my pointers. So I've Greta's 4. It's still not there, but I guess it took about 2 years to get him to really understand what he was doing.
For sure. Now, how often do you guys practice with your team?
When we were in Des Moines, we were practicing twice a week. Now that we've moved up here, Animal Inn only practices once a week. So that was kind of a change where before we were practicing a lot with a lot of green dogs, and then now we're up here with a team that very much knows what they're doing and can pack a lot of punch in those practice times.
For sure. Is there anything at home that you do to help with flyball?
When we're doing foundations, I did a lot of wall work and that type of stuff at home, bringing the ball to hand. Greta's been quite the adventure where I had to train her to just even pick up a ball. She's very timid, very scared. So I've spent a lot of time just even locking ourselves in the bathroom to get her to focus on the ball and things along those lines. Any tug work, building confidence, just a lot of fun games that we can then translate into flyball.
That's awesome. Now, do you go to tournaments quite frequently?
We were running about 1 to 2 tournaments a month, so that was nice and nice to be able to see everybody that frequently.
For sure. Now, do you travel lots then for flyball, or do you mostly just do local stuff?
When we were in Des Moines, our closest tournament was 2 hours away, so it's not too bad of a travel time, but it is rough on a Sunday evening driving back. One of our big things we were excited about moving up here is that the facility is about 30 minutes from where we live, so it's nice to have close tournaments and just be able to go home and relax after racing instead of hit up the hotel.
For sure. Now, what would be the farthest you've traveled for flyball?
I have gone up to the Detroit area once for a tournament and then Can-Am every year. So that's about 10 to 11 hours depending on where you're coming from.
Wow, that's a long drive. Now, do you have any outdoor tournaments in your area?
We do not. Living in the Midwest, the weather is a little unpredictable, so that's nice. And my German Wire pointer, I love him to death, but there's just no way he could figure out how to play flyball outside.
That's funny. Now, do you have a favorite tournament that you've gotten to go to that's besides any of the championships?
Since I haven't really gone out of my region a whole lot, I've stayed mostly in 21. I don't really have one specific tournament that has a ton of special moments other than I did debut my GWP and my Border Whippet at the same tournament 2 years apart, which was kind of fun.
That's awesome. Now, is there any place in the world that you would still love to go to compete in flyball?
So I'm really hoping the World Cup comes back next year, and now being part of Animal Inn that we can go and take part in that as well.
That would be fantastic. I'm very jealous that you're able to do that if it goes on next year.
Yes, bummer that it wasn't able to happen this year, but kind of plays to my advantage because if it does happen next year, we'll go.
That's awesome. Now, is there something that you take to a tournament that would be considered weird for someone else?
So I have to bring a beach towel to every tournament. And the reason being is Gus, my German Wire pointer, will sit in his crate and excessively lick his crate the entire day. We have worked really hard to get him to not do it, and it's just kind of his thing. And so I have to bring a towel to dry him off before he goes and races because he lives in his own drool.
That's awesome. All right. So what would be one of the most important things you learned when you first started playing flyball?
I think how different every dog is. I started playing flyball and I didn't actually realize what a behavioral mess my wire hair was. I didn't realize that he was anxious. I didn't realize he was nervous. And so, while it's been really great to learn flyball techniques and things like that, it's also been amazing to learn how to just work with dogs and train dogs and help kind of overcome some of those little behavior quirks we see.
That's awesome. That's a good thing to learn for sure. Is there a team or a person out there that you love racing against over anyone else?
So I'm kind of torn on this one. Also, I haven't gone outside my region much. I haven't played much in Region 3 yet, so this may change. But I was really lucky with Crystal Capel and Jane McClellan kind of taking me in as their mentors when I started. And, to this day, have been wonderful resources for me. So every time I get to be in the ring against them, it kind of feels like, okay, wow, I really made it, and I'm racing them, even if it is their slower teams.
For sure. Now, is there a dog that you prefer racing over any other one?
Absolutely, my wire hair. He is 26 inches tall. He is a 60-pound dog and just an absolute tank. He's one of those dogs you don't really realize how fast he is because he, instead of being agile like a Border Whippet, he just runs through sheer power. And so it was pretty neat to see him put up pretty consistent 4.0s at the end of last season, which for a pointer is pretty impressive. And he just comes back from the box like a bat out of hell, and he's a lot of fun to try to catch and wrangle in the lanes.
For sure. Now, do you enjoy passing or starting more?
I think if I had a dog that was a little more consistent and less of a goober, I would like passing, but because he's kind of a ding dong, I would prefer to start.
That's awesome. All right, so is there a team out there that you would still really like to watch?
I think I'd really like to see Touch and Go race. They've got some dogs that are related to my border whippet, so it's kind of nice to have that family connection, but just anytime you can see those fast teams get in the ring and race against each other, it's always a really cool thing.
For sure. So what exactly do you like about playing flyball?
I grew up in sports. I was very, very much involved in sports as a kid, to the point where my degree is actually in sports management. As I kind of graduated college and realized my body was not going to hold up playing sports myself, it's nice to be able to have an outlet where that team atmosphere still applies. We can be competitive, we can hang out, you can have your best friends.
What would be one of your earliest memories?
I don't have to do the running. I think
for sure. All right.
I think it would be the first tournament I went to. I walked in the door. It was a double ring tournament in a pretty small building, to the point where there was not much grading room available in the building. And it's loud. There's a lot of screaming. There's kind of a special like shriek you have to do to run a dog in Region 21. And so that was just a mind-blowing experience to see it at that level right away.
That's awesome. Now, do you have another favorite memory of flyball, whether it's on or off the racing lanes?
So my favorite flyball memory actually is not a racing memory. As I've mentioned, my wire hair has some behavior issues, and in the past, we have only left him with someone twice. The second time we left him was with somebody on another flyball team 3 days before my wedding. And I had dropped him off. It was 2 hours away, got home, pulled in my driveway, and got a call that he had ran away. And so the reason it kind of relates to flyball is because I have never seen a community or a group come together the way these people did to find my dog. Like, I had people sharing and people contacting me of like, hey, we were looking at Google Maps. He could be here, he could be there. People drove a couple hours to come search for him. Thankfully, we got him home. He was safe and fine after an 18-hour adventure. But I think it encompasses what flyball's all about. Like, we can be really competitive in the rings, but at the end of the day, everybody came out to help me find my dog.
That's good. That's a terrible story, but a good one at the same time, so that's good.
He made a really great wedding story. At the time, kind of funny now.
That's crazy. All right, so do you have any personal goals playing this sport?
My big thing is really just trying to get dogs up and running now that they're there. I'm kind of like, I don't know. My dogs I run with aren't going to be 18 dogs, and that's okay. And so right now, I'm just trying to run my dogs, run clean, and support my team however I can.
For sure, that's awesome. Now, do you have any hobbies outside of playing flyball?
So the reason we have the pointers is that my husband is a very avid outdoorsman and very into like fishing and hunting. So anytime we can get the pointers out in the field looking for birds is kind of our thing.
That's awesome. All right, well, I think that's all the questions I have for you today, but do you have somebody in mind that you'd be able to challenge for me to do an interview with me?
I'm going to challenge Emily Johnson on Omaha Speed Racers. She runs Hilo, who is a Turv, and he's just this big old dog, and it reminds me of running my own big dog.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thanks, Mackenzie, so much for nominating. I will reach out to them real soon, hopefully, and get them on the channel. Other than that, that's all I have. So thanks again so much for spending your day with me. I'm glad that you could take your lunch with me, and hopefully we'll see each other on the racing lanes real soon. Thanks again, Mackenzie, for spending your day with me. It was great getting to meet you. And thanks so much for all your help with Instagram. If you guys are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell just to make sure you get all the notifications of each video that drops. If you want to check me out in Instagram, I got a link in the description below. If you'd also like to see Mackenzie's Instagram, she's got tons of followers and tons of dog pictures. There is a link in the description below. If you guys would like some more information on Flyball, and if you'd like some more information on Animal Inn, there is a link in the description below. So to help promote the channel, we are doing a giveaway at 550 subscribers. You could win a Pacific Hound collar of your choice, a 32-ounce hog bowl with custom ear silhouette and name of your choice, a Flyball Friends t-shirt, a Boost leather card wallet with your choice from the selection of colors, and a vinyl sticker of your choice of the designs from the merch store. To get an entry, be subscribed to the channel, and for every like and comment in any of the videos gives you an additional entry. You can also earn an entry for one of story share on Instagram per 24 hours, tagging one of the hosts from the giveaway in the story showing that you are subscribed. You can also earn another entry for tagging 3 friends in the host giveaway's post. You can also share the channel to your Facebook and use the hashtag FlyBallAndFriends, gives you an additional 5 entries. Once we hit 550 subscribers, we will do a random live draw on Facebook showing the winner. For any information about the products in the giveaway, there will be links below that you can check out. Until next time, guys, see you then.